Since you were here last, we got the body of the ukulele all closed up. I've also leveled all the sides, and we've cut the binding channels, which is these little pockets that you'll see here on the sides of the ukulele. So what we have to do next is bend up these pieces of quilted or figured maple, and they are gonna match the contour of the sides of the ukulele so that we can glue them in and bind the body. It will also be adding all of the abalone shell to the top perimeter of the ukulele to make it look a lot prettier. I'm taping together the 4 pieces of maple binding so that instead of bending all 4 pieces separately, I'll just bend them all at once. And the tape's just there to kind of hold them together. I'm gonna now spray the maple with a little bit of water, and we're gonna bend them over this hot bending iron like we did the sides, and you can see that it's nice and hot. It's about 275, 300 degrees, and it's just a little slow process. We gotta bend it slowly so that we don't crack the wood. Now that we've bent what's the first part of the waist, we'll just check to make sure that the contour is right. So it needs a little bit more bend to it, and to smooth it out. And then we'll start bending the top bout and then the lower bout. So you don't have to get these perfect on the binding because of the way that I glue them in. So it's pretty good. I think that's gonna do the job. So what we're doing now, we've got all 4 pieces of the binding bent up, and now it's going to be this little painstaking process of kind of getting them fit into the channels as best as possible. And then we'll glue them in, but we want to make sure it's perfect before we apply the glue, obviously, so that we get a really tight fit. I have now glued in the back binding on the ukulele, and so it's held on with tape, as well as these giant rubber bands which kind of apply a lot of pressure to the waist and the upper bout area. So this will sit for an hour, and then we'll pull all this off, and then we'll do the same thing to the front side as well. I'm going to bind the fretboard as well. Something I do on all my instruments is I bind them. It's not something that you see on all ukuleles. So I need to trim the fretboard that I've already kind of fret slotted in the last episode down to its final width. We will glue the binding in. So now we have the fretboards, it's cut to its size where it's tapered from the nut down to where the strings are going to attach to the body, minus the width of the binding. So now we got to glue the binding on.